Hi friends! Today I wanted to pop on and do some riffing again. I'm trying out this new thing where I just talk out loud and process my shit out loud in the hopes that it serves, and because this is something I do in my personal life, is just talk out loud to myself because it helps me process and integrate. And I thought, well, maybe that would be helpful. Maybe not. I guess you guys are the ultimate judge of that. You can give me feedback and let me know if this is actually serving or helpful. But today I'm working through some stuff on authenticity, because as an authenticity mentor, which is something I call myself, because my work is about helping people become more of themselves, like, I want to address some of the bullshit around authenticity that I see out in the world, out in certain industries. Within the spiritual industry, we could almost just interchange the word authenticity with like enlightenment or ascension. And there's all these ideas about, that when I found my whole self, or now that I'm enlightened, my dogs are gonna bark because I'm just out here living my life, so hope that's not too annoying. Oi! Oi, 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 oi! Yeah, they're not gonna stop. It's a lost cause. But yeah, all of this bullshit around, like, I don't know. What am I even trying to say? There's a lot of crap out there around authenticity that is just not true in my experience. And a lot of that is like this, I think we tend to, because of the world we live in, this capitalistic patriarchal crap, we tend to see authenticity as like perfection, right? We even see that in the spiritual industry with like ascension and enlightenment, that somehow there's this perfected, purity, there's this ego death, there's like this, I don't even know what the right word is, that all of a sudden there is no pain, there's no challenge, there's no darkness, there's, none of that exists because I've somehow transcended it or like risen above it. And and then there's this like other idea that, if I'm fully showing up as my authentic self, in my vulnerability and in my wholeness and in my fullness, then it's all gonna click, and I'm finally gonna find belonging, and everyone's going to accept me, and there's gonna be this ease because I'm just fully myself. And all of that's crap. Authenticity work is challenging. It's hard. And the reality is, it's, for me at least, in my work and the way we work through authenticity stuff, is it's depth. I don't know why I did that. It's depth, not breadth, right? I talk a lot about expansion, but expansion, for me, it's not breadth, it's depth. I don't know why. I don't know what that hand signal is. Depth. I don't know where that's coming from. Anyways, authenticity work is all about depth, not breadth. And so what I've found in my work is that oftentimes when we really commit to the path of authentic self, really all that is building deeper relationship with yourself. That's all it is, building deeper relationship with yourself. But in doing that, you are almost concentrating who you are. You're concentrating your signature, your essence, your transmission as soul embodied. It becomes more potent, more like intense. It's a concentrated dose, condensed. And because of that, I've seen circles, audience actually shrink, but in good ways, because there's none of that surface bullshit anymore. But in authenticity work, because it's depth, because it requires that deepening, there's less time and energy wasted on all of the extraneous extracurricular crap, if that makes sense to say that. I don't know how else to say that nicely. Because you're no longer people pleasing you're no longer people pleasing to fit in with the masses. You are really committed, deeply committed to your specific area of service, to your expertise, to your skill set, to how it is you show up and personify soul and perpetuate creation and connection and relationship, because that's what this is all about. It's about relationship. And so as you deepen your relationship with you, you automatically show up with that depth and intensity and authenticity in your relationships with others. So there's just no more time for the bullshit crap of people pleasing all the masses. Your audience actually shrinks, but in a really great way, because then everything you're connecting with and engaging with, there's commitment, you know? And again, your audience, or not again, but your audience doesn't have to be, you know, it doesn't have to be like your social media presence or something like that. I mean, you know, your audience is just your circle of friends or your spheres of influence. Could be as small as your family, or, you know, your coworkers, like your workplace. It's just wherever you are part of community and have relationships with people, like that's your circle of influence or your sphere of influence, whatever. That's your audience. And you have a leadership capacity in all of those spaces, whether you believe that or not, or feel that or not. Like, I'm not a leader. You have leadership capacity in all of those spaces. And so when you commit to the depth of authenticity work, you are committing to becoming more of who it is you are and owning that, so that wherever it is you show up in the world, you're not bending that or violating that boundary to make someone else feel comfortable. And this is why authenticity work is hard, is because our message, our mission, our values aren't for everyone. I think of this, you know, in my esoteric spiritual sort of paradigm, I think of this planet and humanity as a system, an ecosystem really. And the body is the perfect analogy. In your body you have cells, and cells together in groups and collectives make tissues, and those tissues together working in groups and collectives make organs, and those organs working together in groups and collectives make organ systems, which eventually you have an entire body. And so as soul embodied here to perpetuate connection and creation, you know, you're here to serve a specific mission or vision, or to personify certain values, to show up as those values and create more of that in the world. And that's how you serve your little system, your system of souls that you came into this life with, or that are on the same mission or vision as you know what I mean? And together, all of those little pockets, all of those little collectives, all of those little systems within the system working together, you know, create the big system shift and change, right? Really just, I mean, the shift and the change, it's just evolution. It's just creation ever unfolding. There's no arrival, there's no destination. But yeah, you becoming more you, it's depth work, not breadth work. And I think we get trapped in these, me, myself included. This is something I'm always talking myself out of. This old mindset that, you know, we have to make it big, that we have to make it big, that we have to be seen by everyone to be impactful, and that's just not true. It's not how big your reach is, it's how deep each connection is. And so you having a deeper relationship with yourself means that every relationship you show up for is that much more concentrated, powerful, impactful, and real. And so you don't need to be liked by everyone. You don't need to be seen by everyone. Your audience, again, you know, your audience is just your circle. It doesn't need to be huge. It just needs to be real. And you becoming committed to yourself, to your values, to what it is you believe in, desire, and stand for, and how it is you personify those in the world, how it is you perpetuate and create more of them in the world, in your relationships and in your connection to other, you know, that's where real impact and shift and change and all the beautiful transformation comes from. It is in those relationships. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? So that was just something I was reminding myself of today, because very often I think like, oh my God, you know, I need to like make it big, or I need to like, I don't know, like have more people hear my message, or, you know, and I'll, you know, that's not false, but I don't need to concentrate so much on the breadth. It's really about the depth, and the more I can commit to my vision and my mission and my values and showing up as them, you know, I know the deeper my impact will be, the more transformative, the more powerful my impact will be in the relationships that I have. And that doesn't mean that new relationships can't be built, right? Of course. Again, there is no arrival, there's no destination. This, you know, life is fluid, soul is fluid, all of it is mobile and ever unfolding and ever evolving. But yeah, I just think that's something that we need to remember. Authenticity work is about depth, not breadth, because the reality is the more you're expanding out this way, right? The expansion, I use the word expansion and we automatically think of that as like growing this way, but I think of it as growing deeper. You know, you are, my favorite Rumi quote is, you are not a drop in the ocean, you are the ocean in a drop. And so reaching outside of yourself is, you know, like, that's not the expansion you want. You want to be committed to who it is you are and who it is you came here to be, so that you show up fully and authentically in that, in all of your relationships, right? What was I gonna say? So this idea of, expanding yourself this way, it's really just watering yourself down. It's watering down your message so that people like you, so that you feel that security, that ego security of belonging and acceptance. Real authenticity work is owning who you are so much, because you've committed to that depth of relationship, that it doesn't matter that that your message doesn't jibe with everyone. It doesn't matter that you're not for everyone, because you know that who it is you are, and your values and your vision serve a specific purpose that connects to the entire system, right? And so it's really owning that and showing up in that, and understanding that it's okay that your audience is going to perhaps shrink. And again, that's not a hard, fast rule. It's just something I've observed, just food for thought. Yeah, showing up fully in that, knowing that people aren't gonna like it and people aren't gonna like you, and that you're not here to serve everybody. You're not here to water down your medicine to serve everyone. And that's okay. That's okay. It all is connected. So you being more you is exactly what we need, so that you can have the depth of relationship and impact with your circles of influence, because all of us working together in a ripple is what's needed. It's not one person being the ripple for everyone. It's everyone being a powerful, impactful ripple in their circles, and together, you know, like if you think about it, I'm like picturing one rock dropping into the lake, into the still soft lake, and that's cool. And that ripple, if the water was soft enough, that ripple would make it all the way to the edges. But imagine a bunch of little rocks in condensed, you know, a bunch of rocks over here and a bunch of little rocks, a family of rocks and a family of rocks and a family of rocks. That would create such a, you know, a way bigger ripple on the lake surface. And that's what it's all about. So you're not for everyone. Authenticity work is probably going to, in many ways, shrink your circle, but it's going to make all of the connections and relationships you show up for in your circle that much more profound and powerful and impactful and shifting and transformative and amazing and magical. Authenticity work isn't about expanding this way with breadth. It's about depth, about becoming more you in a concentrated, more potent way, and committing to that wholly and fully. And it has nothing to do with all of the stupid perfectionism we see out there. It's hard. There's pain. There's challenge. You know, all of those things exist because we are human. And I think that's part of building a relationship with yourself and doing authenticity work, is you recognize that and you understand that you are both soul, you are essence, you are certain energetic qualities and values, and you are human, you are soul embodied. And so you are here to personify those things. You are here to give them face. You are here to show up as them in a tangible, manifested way so that you can create more of them in the world through your actions, your words, your deeds, your relationships, your connections, your lifestyle. And so all of the humanness exists, right? It's just that when you have that depth of relationship with yourself through that authenticity work, you accept that all of those human challenges exist, and that you're here to feel all of them, that you're here to integrate all of them, because all of those things as your identity, all of that identity shapes how it is you show up as soul embodied. You know, you are this non-tangible essence, but your identity gives it context. Your identity as a human being, the how it is you present in the world, how it, you know, the connections and communities you are a part of, the cultures you are a part of, all of that shapes how that essence, how that vision shows up to perpetuate creation in your circles, in your relationships, in your communities, right? So you need both. And without that, you wouldn't have context for how it is you get to show up and create shift and create connection and create change, be the change, literally, in your circles of influence, you know? Anyways, now I feel like I'm rambling. I don't know. Yeah. Authenticity work first starts with clarity, and clarity of like, what am I as soul embodied? What are my energetic qualities? What are the things I value? What do I believe in? What do I desire more of? What do I stand for? Because then that, combined with your identity, shape how it is you show up in the world and serve those values, visions, and qualities. So really clarity on who it is you are and who it is you want to be. And, you know, your energetic signature as soul, that's where you start the journey of authenticity work, is just clarity around those things. And so if you are looking for assistance in that, I'm going live in my group on Monday, which is tomorrow, I believe, to talk about some of those things, to do some strategy work around clarity and how to show up. So we're going to be doing both of those, like getting clear and then talking about strategy to show up in ownership of those things and grow relationship, the depth. Again, I don't know what this is all about. To grow some depth in relationship with all of that, so that you can own who it is you are and build relationship with who it is you are and show up more boldly in it, in your actions, words, deeds, and lifestyle choices and habits, and repattern and all of those things. So if you're looking for assistance, I'm going live tomorrow, 1 p.m. Pacific, in my group, and you can join the group and we can chit chat live, or you can watch the replay. There's a thread for you to ask what it is you're looking for clarity around or strategy around, so that I can address it in the group. And then if you're not there live, you can watch it on replay. So check it out. Let's talk about it. Let's do some depth work and get clear about who it is you are and what it is you came here to create in this world by becoming more of your authentic self.